Here he is, Mr. Sweet Swinger himself. I'd like to compliment you on a great season you're having, Mr. Williams. You have 26 home runs now. I know you'll hit 30. I'm pretty confident you will.
Well, I certainly hope so, Gregory. This is a mark. Each major league ball player kind of, hitter as a hitter, you set for yourself. You try to knock in 100 runs. You try to get 30 home runs, and if you do this, and I think you're continually helping the ball club. So this is a mark. This every ball player set in spring training.
Well, you're driving in the runs. I know that.
Well, this is good. When you get up there with men on base, and it means a lot when you could get those guys off the base pad. Don't leave them on the base pad. And I think the less men you leave on base as a team, the better off you're in.
You think you're not getting as much to hit because Sano's in a slump now and he's hitting right behind you? Or? I know the Cubs would certainly be in a lot better shape if Mr. Sano was hitting better this year.
Well, we'll be in better shape, but like it is, Sano is having a tough year, but not bad as he think it is. He's knocking in the runs. He got about 86 runs batted in, so the biggest thing is his bat
fielding like a madman.
He is. That's why he could help out on the ball team. If he hit only 270, 280, he's going to take about 10 hits from a player, so that means he's hitting about 295. And Sano is a real great competitor. And right now he's a little down on himself, but I think a couple of base hits, he'll be right up there again.
Billy, what is the toughest play? This may seem like kind of an insane question, but what's the toughest play for an outfielder to make? Mostly all the sit out there is fly balls, but does it depend on your judgment of it, or?
Yes, I think I will say this, and I think most of the outfielders will say it. It's a line drive hit right over your head, mainly in center field when you're playing center field. If the ball is hit straight over your head, then and you got to gauge which way the wind's blowing. But if the ball is hit straight over your head, you got to make up your mind right then the way to turn on the ball. And you could make one mistake. You turn the wrong way and the ball is down. So you got to make up your mind right then with this ball hit right directly over your head. You got to know which way to go to try and get back on the ball. If you go to the right, if you can make a turn and get back better on your right side, you turn that way.
Who's the toughest pitcher for you to hit in the National League?
Well, the toughest one, I think he's out of the league. No, this pitcher was Koufax. By being a left-handed hitter, Koufax was a left-handed pitcher, so I think the left-handed pitcher have the edge on the left-handed hitter. But right now it'd have to be Gibsonville, Maloney, and you got several of them, Marshall, Drysdale. You can name a lot of pitchers. We have a lot of good pitchers in the league.
Well, we got Kenny Holtzman, one on our team.
Well, he's on my side, so we don't count him, but he's a real competitor out there. I know the other left-handed hitters hate to see him pitch out on the mound.
If Kenny was having a better year, I know the Cubs would be in a lot better shape along with Rich Nye, and of course Joe Niekro isn't having too bad of a season.
That's right. Most of our young pitchers, they got a couple of years up here, and they know how to pitch now. And this is the biggest thing, knowing the hitters. And so this year we can't say that if Kenny had a good year, Sano had a good year, we'd have won the pennant. And these things gonna happen. You can't depend. You could depend on every guy, but if a guy don't have a good year, you can't say that we lost the pennant because of him. You can't pinpoint anything on one particular guy because you got to have 25 ball players out here playing.
Just how much has Pete Reiser helped you out in the outfield?
Well, Pete was a good outfielder. He had some cases of running in the wall a few times, but he was a real good outfielder, and I often hear Leo DeRocha talk about him and the type of outfielder he was. He was a switch hitter, and sometimes he said that, he run as fast as anybody in the big league now. And, of course, Pete had some minor problems down there. He was, lots of times you over-hustle and run into the wall or something like this. He had a bad luck career of baseball. That's
Mr. Williams, when you go to the plate, do you just try to meet contact with the ball, or you're trying to hit it out of the park, or does it all depend on a game situation?
Well, the last answer you gave, just the game situation. When you come up to the plate, you have men on base, you need a base hit to score a run or something, and like you're in the last inning, you need one big run, and this is how you get that one big run, by hitting the ball out the ballpark. So it means a different in what type of inning, what inning we're in, and what type of game it is in the last part of the ball game. If you need the home run, you try and go for it. But most of the time, you just try and meet the ball, hit it up through the middle of the diamond. I think when you try and go for the home run, you get struck out, you don't hit the ball 90% of the time. So it just has to come natural up there.
Well, Scottsdale, Arizona lies ahead now, and just where do the Cubs look for improvement, and how do they shape up against the rest of the league, and what kind of a manager is Leo DeRocher? And also, I know Adolfo Phillips, I think this ball club would be in a lot better shape if he had the proper attitude. I know he has the talent, and he could be another Willie Mays.
Yes, he has, Gregory. The last question you asked about Adolfo Phillips, I think his attitude about the game has changed in last year or so. When he first came over here, he was one of those type of guys. Most of the Latin American boys, they come over here, and it makes it different, you know, who they make friends with. You know, they feel over here, they're coming over here. I never played winter ball before, but I've talked to a lot of guys, and they say when they go to winter ball, it's the same way. They have a tendency to think nobody over here in the States like them. And I've talked to Dolph, and, you know, I'll try to get on this side with him. You know, this is the type of thing that Leo has done. He know the 25 guys. He got to know who to pat on the back, you know, who to give a boot every now and then. But I think Dolph has found out now the value of being in the major league, and he wants to play now. So this is the thing. You gotta want to play up here to stay in the big league, and this is the only way you're gonna do good. To have the desire to play baseball. And of course, the strength we need, I think we could go along with the catcher to try and help Randy Huntley back here. If you could, Randy
wants to play every day, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he wants, but it's kind of tough for a catcher to play every game. And if we come up with another catcher to help out with Randy, we'll certainly hope as Randy Bob. He's a real good catcher, young kid, but you know, he'd probably do the job next.
Speaking of playing every day, you got yourself a record going. Passed up Richie Ashburn. You think he'll catch Stan Musial?
I don't know, Gregory. I go out each day and try to play the game of baseball like I know how. Whenever I go out there, it is. But I like to go out there and try to give 100% if I can. And the time I can't give 100%, I'm gonna sit on the bench and let somebody else go out there and play that can do the job. I've played most of these ball games because I wanted to be in that, and I want to win. I want to help the team win. So just like I say, if I can't do the job, I'm going to sit on the bench and give it to somebody else.
What do you plan on doing in the off-season?
Well, this year I'm with the insurance company out of New York, General Fire and Casualty. I'm doing some work with them. Can't do the job, I'm going to sit on the bench and give it to somebody else.
What do you plan on doing in the off-season?
Well, this year I'm with the insurance company out of New York, General Fire and Casualty. I'm doing some work with them in the summer here. I'm going around to make a few appearances for them, and so I hope to be full-time this winter with them. It's a good occupation, and you know, you get a chance to meet a lot of people, so this is good.
Mr. Williams, thank you for your time, and I gotta say, you're one of the best players in the game today, in my opinion.
Well, Gregory, thank you.
Best of luck to the Cubs next year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.